Welcome to NR Educational Tutorials. Myself CH Nishanti. Now today I am going to discuss about generation of AM part 1, means modulation part. So before going to the session, I would like to inform, please subscribe to our channel NR Educational Tutorials. Now coming to the subject, generation of AM. So generation of AM means the generating of amplitude modulated signal. So it consists of two parts, that is modulation and demodulation. Now today we are going to see how much is the bandwidth occupied by this AM, and then what is the power efficiency of AM, and then we will see square law modulator and switching modulator. So coming to the channel bandwidth. So we discussed there are two important resources of channel. One is bandwidth, another one is power. So what is the bandwidth of this AM amplitude modulated signal is 2 into highest frequency of given message signal. So in single tone and multi-tone, the magnitude bandwidth we got as this is FC, this is a spectrum. Lower sideband is FC minus FM, upper sideband is FC plus FM. So this x-axis is about frequencies. What is the carrier amplitude after applying the Fourier transform to the time domain equation is AC by 2 for carrier and AC mu by 4 for upper sideband as well as lower sideband. So what is the bandwidth of this is 2 into FM. This is how we calculated what is the bandwidth of the channel for amplitude modulation. Then coming to the power calculations. Power calculations of AM. So power calculations of AM in two methods we did. One is for single tone, another one is for multi-tone. This lecture is covered in lecture number 3 of single tone and multi-tone, which I am going to put the link in the description box. Please, if you want to know about the calculations of power, please go through that link once. So single tone and multi-tone, the total power of the signal is carrier power into 1 plus mu square by 2. Whereas for the multi-tone, PT is equal to 1 plus mu t square by 2 into Pc. So this is measured in watts. Power is measured in watts. Okay. So single tone power calculations Pc of 1 plus mu square by 2. Multi-tone power calculations, only the difference between these two is mu t square by 2. Let's consider single tone power calculation where Pt is equal to Pc into 1 plus mu square by 2, where this one is carrier power plus the sideband power. What is the carrier power is AC square by 2R. What is the sideband power? That is upper sideband plus the lower sideband. Each sideband is having the power of PUSB is equal to AC square mu square by 8R. AC square mu square by 8R, and that is equal to PLSB. So now P upper sideband plus P lower sideband gives us AC square mu square by 4R. So this is what PSB. Now our task is to find out the bandwidth is 2FM. Our task is to find out how much is the power retained by the sidebands. Why I am taking sidebands? Because the information is present in only sidebands, not in the carrier. It's just a high frequency signal. Now there is a point we need to analyze how much is the power carried by sidebands, how much is the power carried by carrier signal. So for that we are going to take the efficiency equation. What is efficiency? Is sideband power to that of total power. If we want in percentage, this one we are going to multiply with 100. So what is the sideband power according to this? AC square mu square by 4R. So I can write this as PC into mu square by 2, where PC is AC square by 2R. And whereas the total power is PC of 1 plus mu square by 2. 1 plus mu square by 2. The carrier power is cancelled with each other. Then left out is mu square by 2 plus mu square into 100. This is what the percentage efficiency. Why I am calling efficiency? Means the useful power in a AM. That is in sideband. So sideband power to that of total power. So percentage of efficiency is mu square by 2 plus mu square into 100. So whereas coming to the multi-tone, in multi-tone we have carrier power is AC square by 2R. Whereas the PFC plus or minus FM1 is AC square by 8R. Means the frequency term of FM1 upper sideband and lower sideband including we have AC square by 8R. Similarly, PFC plus or minus FM2. So this is suffix. PFC plus or minus FM2 have the power of AC square mu square, here also AC square mu square by 8R, thereby giving the total power as carrier power of 1 plus mu t square by 2. Mu t square by 2. This is the total power. Let's calculate what is the efficiency of multi-tone. What is the efficiency of multi-tone? So that is, efficiency means percentage of power retained in sidebands. Only in the sidebands. That is these two. So hence we are going to have sideband power to that of total power into 100. So what is the sideband power? If we add these two, AC square mu square by 8R plus AC square mu square by 8R. So 2 times of AC square mu square by 8R. Simply we are going to get AC square mu square by 4R divided by what is the total power? Total power is PC of 1 plus mu t square divided by 2. Mu t square divided by 2. So here this one, this numerator I can also write it as PC into mu t square by 2. This carrier power cancels with each other. If we want percentage, we are going to multiply with 100. So then I am going to have mu t square by 1 plus mu t square is the percentage efficiency calculation. So upon simplification, what we are going to get is mu t square by 2 plus mu t square into 100. This is what the percentage efficiency calculation. What is the meaning of this is how much is the useful power retained by the sidebands. This calculation gives that information. So for single tone it is percentage efficiency is mu by 2 mu square into 100. So this is what the for single tone, the second equation for the single tone. The first equation is for the multi-tone calculation. Do the analysis for mu is equal to 1. So actually we have modulation index. Modulation index we all know that is Ka into Am, where Ka is the amplitude sensitivity. I already told in the previous sessions that we have a couple of formulas for modulation index. This modulation index plays a major role on the appearance of the amplitude modulation. So we have, according to the 1 means normalization of modulation index, we have 3 types. So that is mu is greater than 1, mu is less than 1, mu is equal to 1. Greater than, less than, equal to. So here greater than 1 we call it as over modulation. Less than 1 we call it as under modulation. Equal to 1 we call it as 100% or critical modulation. Or critical modulation. The waveform appearance in the time domain for greater than 1 is so this is how the over modulation appears. This is for the mu greater than 1. So this is time and this is what SVAM of T for mu greater than 1. So this portion, in middle portion, this effect is due to over modulation. And coming to the under modulation, the modulation waveform appears as so this is how the amplitude modulation appears for mu less than 1, where we know this as V minimum, this as V maximum, this is minus V minimum, minus V maximum. Okay, so according to this also we have the formula mu is equal to V max minus V min by V max plus V min. So this is how the modulation appears, amplitude modulation appears for mu less than 1, where this dotted line represents the message signal and the solid line represents the carrier signal. Coming to the 100% or critical modulation, the modulation waveform we are going to have is, so this, why we are getting like this above and below is due to the mathematical operation of cos of 2 pi fc plus fm, fc minus fm. So due to that we are getting this effect. So this is how the amplitude modulation for mu is equal to 1. So one should remember the two modulation indexes accepted according to our electronic components, or else the retrieving of the information is mu less than equal to. Only these two cases we can accept. Over modulation overlaps with the information, and when we are retrieving back, the filtering operation is applied. During that filtering operation, this block of information is lost. So there is a gap generated between the retrieved signal. So that gap we call it as holes. So then we cannot retrieve back our original message signal at any cost. So what we have to do is we should avoid over modulation process. How to avoid, we will see in the later session. So this is how the over modulation, under modulation and critical modulation appears of the AM signal. See, we will apply the critical means normalized modulation index, that is the critical modulation. What is the critical modulation? That is mu is equal to 1. So for single tone we will verify how much is the sideband power. So if we substitute mu is equal to 1 in this particular equation, mu is equal to 1 in this particular equation, what happens? What happens is eta, that is efficiency, percentage I am calculating. So 1 divided by 2 plus 1. So it is into 100. So 1 by 3. 1 by 3.333. So what is the percentage you will get is 33.33%. So total power is 100%. Okay. So now sideband's power we calculated is 33.33%. So now what is the carrier power from this? 100% minus the 33.3%. So it gives you around 66.7%. Observe here, the carrier power is occupying 66.7%, whereas the sideband power is occupying 33.33%. Which one is the useful? According to our discussion, is the information available signal is the useful. So sideband power is having the less power, whereas the carrier signal is having, which is not having any information, that is having the power of 66.7%. So here the power wastage is of 66.7%. Okay, so we will see for mu less than 1 what is the effect in multitone. Mu less than 1, let's see, mu 1 equal to 0.3, mu 2 is equal to 0.5. Mu 1 is equal to 0.3, mu 2 is equal to 0.5. So mu 1 is equal to 0.3, mu 2 is equal to 0.5. So what is the formula for mu t is mu t square is equal to root over mu 1 square plus mu 2 square. Why I am taking only 2? Because in the given formula, so they are asked about the two modulation indices, mu 1 and mu 2. Mu 1 square plus mu 2 square. So this is what root will not be there for mu t square. Mu t square is equal to mu 1 square plus mu 2 square, whereas mu t is root over mu 1 square plus mu 2 square. So now according to that, if we calculate the percentage of efficiency, we got as 14.5% in multitone. Means in multitone the sidebands are carrying 14.5%. So approximately how much is the carrier is carrying? So total power is 100%. Sidebands of multitone is carrying 14.5%. So carrier power is around 76%, or it's 75.5%. So this much of the carrier power is retained in a multitone for the given values of mu 1 and mu 2. At any case, if you take multitone or single tone, the most of the power is retained in carrier. So the side carrier power is not having any information. So that much of power maintaining is not required. Okay. So this is what the wastage of power in amplitude modulation. Hope you all understand how to calculate how much is the sideband power retained in single tone as well as in the multitone. What is the conclusion is for AM, so the power is wasted in carrier. Wastage of power. Why waste? Because the carrier is not carrying any information. So why to allocate that much of power to carrier? So that is what the point in disadvantage of AM. So bandwidth is also twice that of message signal frequency. Now let's see generation of AM. So this generation of AM is of two parts. One is modulation. For our convenience sake, we are converting the low frequency message signal to the high frequency spectrum, but at the receiving end, user is interested only in the original spectrum. So that is low frequency. So that we have to calculate for demodulation. modulation as well as demodulation. Modulation can be performed in one of the two methods, that is switching modulator and square law modulator. That means at low frequencies how our devices are working, like diodes, transistors. At high frequencies how they are working. Depending on that behavior, we can have this modulation process. So one method is square law modulation. So square law means non-linear device, non-linear equation concept we are going to use for square law modulation. So coming to the diagram, this is a carrier frequency and the message signal we are applying to the summer. This is a non-linear device such that diode can be taken at low voltage values. It acts as a non-linear device. Then we are giving that to the filter, band pass filter. So this one I mark it as V2, this one I mark it as V1, and this one output signal we will mark it as V3. Summer non-linear device and band pass filter. Okay, so what is the equation of V1 is? V1 is the summation of message signal and the carrier signal. Message signal and the carrier signal. So M of t plus C of t. What is M of t? M of t is Am cos 2 pi fmt. What is C of t? C of t is the carrier frequency, carrier signal. So that is Am cos 2 pi fct. Am cos 2 pi fmt. AC cos, sorry, here this is carrier, no? This is message signal, okay, Am. Whereas here this is the carrier. So amplitude is AC cos 2 pi fct. So now Am cos 2 pi fmt plus AC cos 2 pi fct is a V1. V2 is the non-linear output of the non-linear device. So how will be the non-linear equation? So V2 is K1 V1 plus K2 V2 square plus so on. K3 V3 square, so on. So now if we substitute this equation 1 into this equation 2, so what we are going to get? K1, what is V1? So Am cos 2 pi fmt plus AC cos 2 pi fct. So this is the first term. Coming to the second term, plus K2 Am cos 2 pi fmt plus AC cos 2 pi fct whole square. So this first term is okay. Second term, it is something like A plus B whole square. What is the formula we are going to use for A plus B whole square? A plus B whole square is A square plus B square plus 2A. So what is A? Am cos 2 pi fmt. What is B? AC cos 2 pi fct. So now I am going to use this formula in this equation number 3. So what you are going to get upon elaboration? So I am going to take this as V2. So upon elaboration I am going to get K1 Am cos 2 pi fmt plus K1 AC cos 2 pi fct plus what we are going to get next term? Next term is K2 A square. So that is K2. A square is what? AM square cos square 2 pi FMT. AM square cos square 2 pi FMT plus next one is B square. So that is K2 AC square. What is our B? AC cos 2 pi FCT. So AC square cos square 2 pi FCT. Then last product term 2 times of AB. So A C AM, this is K2 cos 2 pi FMT into cos 2 pi FCT. Now these are the all possible parameters of this non-linear equation. We are taking, why we are not taking the higher order V3 square, V4 square, so or else V2 cube, V3, V2 4, V2 to the power of, why we are not taking? Those are all higher order harmonic terms which have very less effect of the consideration of the amplitudes of sideband. So as the harmonics increases, amplitudes decrease. So we are going to consider only till second harmonic. Second harmonic means, see here, cos square theta. How we can write? 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2. 2 into 2 pi, 4 pi. So likewise we are going to have the second harmonic terms. So after that, this V2 equation is forwarded to the band pass filter. So this band pass filter is programmed in such a manner, it is going to allow the frequency of FC, FC plus FM, FC minus FM. So these band of frequencies are passed through the band pass filter. So hence, when this filtering operation is performed, the V3 equation, so the output equation, we are going to have K1 AC cos 2 pi FCT plus, what is the other term? This term is filtered, and the next term, which one is filtered? This one is filtered because cos 4 pi FMT, and this is also filtered, and the last term which have 2 pi FMT, 2 pi FCT, 2 is there, okay. So what you are going to get is 2K2 cos 2 pi FMT cos 2 pi FCT. What is our original AM signal? It is AC cos 2 pi FCT plus KA AM cos 2 pi FMT into cos 2 pi FCT. Okay, so that is what the original. Now compared to this, what is the extra term we have is K1. K1 is the extra parameter. So let's take K1 as the common. So then you are going to have AC cos 2 pi FCT plus 2K2 by K1. AC also will take common. So AC AM. So K1 common if we take, we got this one as 2K2 K1 K2 by K1 into AM, AC cos 2 pi FMT, AC cos 2 pi FCT. Original equation consists of AC cos 2 pi FCT plus KA AM cos 2 pi FMT cos 2 pi FCT. So according to that, we have the amplitude sensitivity for square law is 2K2 by K1. So Ka is 2K2 by K1, where this Ka is amplitude sensitivity. It's very simple to generate using square law modulator. Square law modulator. The square law modulator at low voltages, it acts as a low frequency non-linear device. So that non-linear operation we are making use for this generation of AM. So M of t is given, M of t and C of t are added together, and the output of this summer, this is addition, summer, it is given as input to non-linear device. So this V1 becomes equation as K1, sorry here not V2, it is V1, K1 V1 plus K2 V1 square, another one K3 V3 square. Next, Next, K4 V1 to the power of 4. So likewise we are going to have all higher order nonlinear terms. So it is we are going to consider second order harmonic terms. So now substitute this V1 equation and elaborate it according to the A plus B whole square formula, and then we have this V3 equation. So this V3 equation is after filtering. So V2 is passed, the output of nonlinear is given to band pass filter. This band pass filter is programmed in such a way it is going to forward FC plus FM upper side band and the lower side band of first harmonic term. So hence the V3 equation after filtering we have is similar to SAM of T. So what is SAM of T? AC cos 2 pi FCT plus KA AM cos 2 pi FMT cos 2 pi FCT. Hence this is the way we are going to generate the amplitude modulation with this Ka differs. Previously it is Ka we took it as mu. So now we are going to take Ka as 2 K2 by K1. So this is the difference between the original amplitude modulation and this square law generated amplitude modulation. Now with this we generated the amplitude modulation using square law modulator. Next sessions I am going to discuss about the switching modulator and then square law detector, envelope detector. So I hope you all understood the simple way of how to generate the amplitude modulation. In conclusion, today's session we concentrated about the power calculations, how much is the power utilized by the sidebands and how much is the power utilized by the carrier. Okay, so they of single tone and multi-tone. Then we went for the generation of amplitude modulation using square law modulator. Hope you all understand this. The previous session link I am going to put in a description box. So before going to this video, please watch the lecture 2 and then please come for the generation of AM part 1. Thank you all. Please subscribe in our educational tutorials. If you like the video, share it, comment, like it. If you have any questions, please put in a comment box. Thank you all.